How do I want to start this one? Oh, didn't see you there. Well, since you're here, let's talk about a fun, engaging, interesting, kind of messed up, strange, terrifying cocktail. That's right, we're talking about the monkey gland. So it's 1941-ish, 42-ish. There's a sweet young Irishman working at a bar in Paris that's named after a place in New York. Are you confused yet? I certainly hope not, because there's a lot more to cover. So Harry McAlone is working at Harry's New York bar in Paris, and he hears about this story of a Russian doctor who is trying to cure, what's the best way to put this? He's trying to cure manly problems by grafting a certain part of a monkey's anatomy onto gentlemen to cure said male problem. I feel like you might be picking up what I'm putting down here. And yes, it was just as crazy then as it sounds now. And no, it didn't work. Of course it didn't, because why would it? So after hearing the story of the scientist who tried to make this experiment work, Harry McAlone decided that is the most strange, freaky, weird thing I've ever heard. I absolutely need to make a drink and name it after this thing. So that's what he did. And thus the monkey gland was born. And the drink is just as strange as the story that inspired it. So let's crack into this. We're gonna need 2 ounces of gin, preferably a London Dry. You want something a little bit funky, a little bit intense. I'm going with Ford's gin because it is the standard cocktail gin. And you can't go wrong with that. Boom, add that to your shaking tin. From there, we need 1 ounce of orange juice. Boom, ounce of orange juice. And you're gonna need about 0.25 to a half an ounce of grenadine. I'm gonna go just slightly above 0.25. So I like mine a little bit sweeter, especially with this drink. Now, we're not quite done yet, but you are gonna shake that up with some ice. Now, the fun doesn't stop there, folks. Have you heard of a little sweet gal from the streets of Paris? Her name's Absinthe. Maybe you've heard of her. So, a lot of myths about absinthe. I won't go too far in details right now, but in short, no. It doesn't make you hallucinate. It's never made you hallucinate. It's not true. It's just not. I don't care what your friend Steve said when he came back from summer camp and whatever year, and how he totally drank his dad's absinthe and totally hallucinated. He didn't. No one ever did. It's a lie. We won't go into it. Maybe in a future episode, we'll talk a little bit about absinthe and we'll kind of go into the history. But what you are going to need is a few drops. That's totally subjective. You can put any little teeny amount into this glass as you want. And you're going to do what's called a rinse. So take just a little bit of absinthe. Like, see, I barely got anything in the glass there. And you're just going to kind of want to sort of swirl it around, roll it around. Careful not to, whip yourself in the face with the glass or with the absinthe. Yeah, just kind of coat all the inside of the glass with your absinthe. Really work that flavor around. Because absinthe is super, super aromatic. Like, if you've had gin and you think that's kind of intense, you've got a whole other thing coming with absinthe. Now, some people will just kind of chuck the absinthe onto the floor, wasting it. Why would you ever do such a terrible thing? I don't know, because I don't. I leave mine in the glass. That's totally up to you. If you're not super into absinthe, you can omit. You can dump it out, you can do whatever, it's your life. But we're going to pour that over top of the absinthe. Ooh, look at that. That is beautiful. Now, there is no real garnish that goes with this, but we're rule breakers here, baby. We're rule breakers. You throw a little flour on there, and look at that. Look how pretty that looks. Now, for the taste test. warning, if you don't like gin and you don't like absinthe, maybe it's not the one for you. Maybe it's not. Feel free to try it though at home and make your own opinions and come to your own conclusions. So, oh yeah, such a weird cocktail. Harry McAlone, great bartender. He is up there. Like if there was a Mount Rushmore of bartenders, he would easily be in like the Abe Lincoln spot. He is super influential to modern day bartending, and this mix is so strange and weird, but really, really good at the same time. You definitely get the absinthe. You get that sort of licorice taste on the back of your palate. The gin is pretty front and center, and so is the orange juice. I mean, really, every element of this cocktail, I taste every single ingredient. It's not one where something kind of fades into the background and goes underappreciated or undernoticed. I taste the orange juice specifically. I taste the gin. I taste the grenadine. I taste the absinthe. It is it's such a strange, weird drink, but you know what? Florida is full of strange, weird people, and we love it all the same. So go out, get you a bottle of absinthe, make yourself a monkey gland, have fun, stay safe, enjoy, guys.